Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Brain Snob. This is episode 100. I'm glad you're here today. I wanted to talk about the invisible brown bottles and their significance and how they can change your life for you. So I wanted to read off a Royal Lee quote that I used to have hanging on my wall over there, and I took it down because it was getting kind of wrinkled. It was just a piece of paper I printed and stuck to the wall, probably with tape, and over the years it got worn. And it's a very interesting quote about nutrition by Dr. Royal Lee, the founder of Standard Process Whole Food Concentrates. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where it came from. Probably one of my seminar notes, and I can't think of it. I have one that's similar, but it doesn't cut to the chase like I want to talk about today, right now, and talk about these invisible brown bottles. They're visible, you can see them, yes, but they were invisible at one time in my life. But Royal Lee, the founder of Standard Process, he said this, and I'm reading off of a little mini brochure that I got. One of the biggest tragedies of human civilization is the precedence of chemical therapy over nutrition. It's the substitution of artificial therapy over natural. Now, artificial therapy, it's an interesting choice of words because to me, artificial therapy sounds like junk. Yes, it is. Let's just be honest. Something artificial is not worth your effort, and your body knows when it's artificial. Let's substitute a different word. Artificial, probably we should use the word toxin. Your body wants to get rid of toxins. That's the first thing. As soon as your nervous system senses, whether through taste or getting into your stomach and digestion, if it's a toxin, your body wants to get rid of it. And thank God that it does, but our detoxification system needs to be well cared for. We have to give it a lot of TLC. So why is Standard Process so important to me? And why am I talking about these invisible brown bottles? Now, these are boxes, yes, but inside are bottles. I'm not going to open them up. Just know there's bottles inside here. Back before I was using Standard Process Whole Food Concentrates, I would buy anything that was in the store, in pharmacies, health food stores. Being a chiropractor, I get phone calls all the time. You should try this supplement. You should put this in your office. Never ends. The catalogs and the suggestions all the time. And that's fine. Let me tell you, the first time I really started taking supplements, I was in college, freshman college in the early 1980s. I won't say what year. So I used to buy CVS multivitamins. Yes, shocking, isn't it? What did I know back then? A whole lot of nothing. All I knew was they might be helpful. And if they're in the store on the shelf, they might be great. Guess what? They were synthetic. And I had bright yellow pea, which was fine back then, but I learned a whole lot and I do things totally differently. I always saw these invisible brown bottles, saw them, yes, at other chiropractors' offices and in the trade journals, and to me I was like, whatever, they're brown, they're meaningless to me, so that's why I'm calling them invisible. So I didn't even ask other chiropractors, what are they, why do you have them on your shelf? I didn't care. Invisible, it didn't matter to me. I was taking some other junky stuff in the mail and I was happy. I had no health complaints, no major concerns back then. I don't now, thank you God, but when I tried these, because I finally did eventually, I went to a seminar put on by Standard Process and learned a lot of nutrition information. And I said, this is interesting. I'm going to try it out for myself. So I bought some supplements. I can't tell you which ones I actually bought and what I took. However, I do know that I felt really amazing in a day or two. So for somebody who has no health complaints, is happy with her energy level, and not a concern, to say, wow, I feel significantly different that quickly, tells me, what about the folks who are struggling with some type of health issue? What is that going to do for them? So these brown bottles are no longer invisible. In fact, I provide them in the office. These two right here, turmeric forte, their top seller. It is the herb everybody's crazy for. This one your body will actually absorb. Turmeric is very hard on the digestive system. This one is formulated in a way that is going to make a difference in your body. And Myo Plus, this is an easy one. If you don't know where to begin, just take this. It's going to feed every muscle in your body, including your heart. And when we talk about muscles, we ignore the heart. I don't know why, but the heart probably needs the most care over any of your muscles. Your whole entire skeletal system, please take care of your heart. So there are ingredients in this that feed all your muscles. And they will be absorbed because these are made out of plants and animals. That is what we focus on with Standard Process. Actually, they would be considered some of the traditional foods you don't put on your dinner plate anymore. Go to a butcher shop and ask for different organs. Well, I guess a butcher shop, sorry, would have them, but don't ask your grocer. Don't ask the regular grocery store down the street here. They're not going to have organs. And if you're like me, I'm kind of squeamish, I know how nutritional they are, but I'm not ready to whack them out on the kitchen counter and toss them in the pan and cook them. So I'm going to take them in tablet form, and it's easy. So I am making peace with the modern world by taking these supplements because I know the nutrition is in there, and I just don't want to make that extra effort cooking those kinds of things that might make me squeamish. But why do I talk about nutrition? Because your adjustment, see, I'm a chiropractor and I adjust the spine, but your adjustment is only as good as what you feed your body. So if you feed your body mush, your adjustment is going to be mush. If your body's full of toxins and I adjust you, I'm shoving around the toxins. Now, yes, chiropractic will help make your organs of detoxification more healthy, and that's a plus because you need to be able to detox, and chiropractic helps. So every time we are adjusting the spine and we're opening those floodgates, imagine each spinal joint as a gate, we're opening to let the healing energy from the brain get delivered. We also need you to have receptive tissues at your end organs, at your limbs, your arms, your legs, and every organ in your body. They cannot receive healing energy if they're not ready to receive healing energy. So we've got to feed your soft tissues. We've got to feed your organs and your connective tissues. They've got to be healthy. So you need both. You need both. What was that quote? I could not remember. I can't find it anywhere in my books. I'm going to paraphrase it. Dr. Royal Lee gave this quote at a physician's symposium, I think in the 1930s. And if you are aware of it, let me know in the comments section. I'm going to paraphrase it with my own embellishments, but I think you'll get the picture. But Dr. Royal Lee was amazed at the fact that people can be languishing in the hospital, wasting away because of malnutrition, and nobody is addressing it. People who die in the hospital are dying of starvation. They didn't die of whatever's on their death certificate, an official disease that's in some insurance code book. That's modern day hospitals. I don't know how they did it back then in the 1930s, but he basically said people died of malnutrition. Of course they were well fed. What were they eating? And Royal Lee's culprit, the enemies he's always going after back then, was sugar and flour. So there you have it. There was a big competition back then for sugar and flour products getting in the way of our true nutrition, getting in the way of actual healthy food and consumption of healthy food. And the processed foods are winning. And when you think you are feeding yourself with processed foods, you aren't. I am sorry, I don't have that quote on my wall anymore. I need to find the book it came from and put it back up, because people need to not be fooled. They need to know that they're lacking nutrients. And when you look at things that are in the pharmacy on the shelves, the supplements, and look at all the synthetic things and all the herbs and whatnot, it's mind-boggling. I look at the aisles and say, oh my gosh, who would know where to begin? And that's part of the BFA coaching protocol. Move your brain, feed your brain, talk to your brain. I will help you feed your brain. I'll help you swim through the overwhelming choices, and I'm going to narrow it down to standard process and help you go from there. Because like I said, you'll notice something in a few days if you follow my suggestions and help your body receive the nutrients so you can also receive the adjustment. Now, if you watched my orientation video way back when in the beginning, and it is on the website, watch it again. Remember when I said, what is the difference between a corpse and a person who is not a corpse? Well, that would be innate intelligence. If you have a corpse lying on the ground here in front of you, everything is there: hair, skin, arms, legs, facial features, but the person's not alive. What are they lacking? They're lacking that innate intelligence. And the innate intelligence is only going to flow, that life force, in a receptive body. Not one starved of nutrients, not one where the soft tissues have become so weak and disintegrated and full of inflammation, because you can't get a lot of nerve energy through inflamed body parts, inflamed muscles, inflamed nerves. You can't get a lot of energy flow when you're full of the inflammation and it's impeding your own tissues. You have to be able to receive that. You need the right nutrients. So I think that's enough of me going on and on and on about staying healthy on the nutritious end, but don't let these bottles be invisible to you. These open up a whole new world of health freedom, and I use them as part of the BFA protocol. So look for the other blog posts and watch the old videos. They're still pertinent, even though I've done 100 of them. And look at my most recent series on the blog, Doctors Who Jumped Ship. I think it's pretty interesting. I want you to be a positive ripple effect in your community. We need your full participation. You cannot do that with an impaired brain. Learn how to feed your brain. Thanks for watching.